Okay, I'm gonna make a couple videos instead of making a gigantic long live that it was just glitching on everybody. So I said I was going to, I think I said this a few days ago, but I've been super busy and I don't know what's going on in my throat. The heck. That I was going to read not a whole chapter, but she had a whole chapter on Manson and their relationship right here. But I'm not gonna read the whole chapter. Just read a little bit, and you see. You're not gonna say you're gonna hear it, and it's gonna make sense if you are the type of person that likes Manson not only because his music and his paintings and his looks, but also because he's a good person, and you know what I'm talking about, and you know the things that he does for other people, and how all the people, Billy Corgan, Courtney Love, a lot of people, Alice Cooper, Sharon Osbourne, Ozzy Osbourne, Johnny Depp obviously got him, to be his daughter's godfather. Billy Corgan gets Marilyn Manson for dinner last Christmas. There's a picture of Billy Corgan's Instagram. Billy Corgan is a family man. Okay, he has a wife and 2 children, small children. I don't think he's gonna have a rapist for dinner. So there's like a lot of people that support him, and a lot of people that are too scared to go either way, so they unfollow him. Which I don't think, I see it from my point of view. I'm like, oh my god, that's so sad. I don't think the Manson probably gives a shit if the guy from The Walking Dead unfollow him. Yes, he did. Or people like that, whatever. But my point is that how easy people are in general to believe assumptions and to just quick believe because they're women or because the allegations are so over the top. Maybe if they were more simple, maybe they would not be believed, but because they're so over the top and he's so over the top. So, even people that know him for his whole life, like Tony Kula, his manager, 25 years, drop him. So I don't expect somebody in Hollywood, an actor that he's been friends with for a few years, to follow him. And it's just Instagram. But I saw that he actually gained followers lately, and I saw that Esme and Evan are losing followers. The reason I'm considering this is not because it's so really important to me as a person, but it's a sign of times, and it shows you if it's gonna go this way and it went this way. Like in the beginning with Amber, 100%. But like, I believe her. I said it before. I used to. And until we catch up to it and we start asking questions and doing research and go like, no wait, and put 2 and 2 together. So it's gonna take a little bit. Until then, it's just gonna be YouTube channels and awesome Instagram pages that I read every day, and I message with them, and they're so cool. And it's not a gigantic group of people like it was with Johnny in the beginning, but we're getting there. And I think what's important is like to talk about the positive as well that he does, and all the members did, and the times that he raised awareness for certain issues, the time that he did the Make-A-Wish Foundation, the time that he went to hospital. Johnny also. It's funny what Amber Heard says, that she donated to the hospital and she also volunteered in the hospital for 10 years. I live here. That's the hospital that my daughter had a surgery. The fact that Amber brings a hospital pissed me the fuck off so much. Because they saved my daughter's life. It was a kidney surgery. She's fine now. What I'm saying is, Amber stealing from that hospital that I took my children to is beyond. Every hospital is important. It can be in California, it can be in the middle of nowhere, it doesn't matter. Every hospital is important, every child is important. But the fact that she picked that one is really close to my heart. So my point is like, well, now we know that she's lying. Now we know the same is going to happen with Everett Wood. It's going to be big. Right now, it's kind of underground. It's kind of YouTube, Instagram. But eventually, when the mainstream media starts catching up to it, and not because they're going to watch my channel. No. It's not going to be because of YouTube. It's going to be because they're going to make a mistake. Evan and Esme are going to make a mistake any minute now. And there's gonna be inconsistencies in Ashley Walters' documents, and it's gonna just we're gonna just lay back and watch. Really. So what's going on right now with the Amber Heard, and people, more and more people are disbelieving her. It's gonna happen with Amy Rachel Wood and the other ones, but it's not gonna happen right away, and it's sad, but it's not gonna happen right away. So in the meantime, I just kind of want to be positive a little bit. I tend not to be. Also, another thing I want to mention is that real victims, and not people, the unknown people, but people out there like actresses and musicians and writers and people that have a name for themselves, not the gigantic ones, not Angelina Jolie, Jennifer Aniston. Those are just the big ones. I'm talking about just somebody like, anybody. I don't want to say names because it's kind of like, whatever. But if somebody in Hollywood comes out and says, I have a problem, this happened to me, this guy did this to me, he locked me out, he did this, he whipped me, we are going to quickly not, we're going to be jaded about it. I'm already jaded about it. And we are cynical. I'm cynical about it. So what's messed up about this is that now real victims are gonna come out. I'm talking about women, and maybe in the entertainment industry, and it's gonna be received like, really? You're sure you're not another Amber Heard? You're sure you're not doing what Evan Esme and blah 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 did? So I don't want to be like that, but I can see that might happen in the future, and I really don't want that to happen for anybody, men or women, but especially in Hollywood, because I feel like these people have a platform and they can help out. They can give to the world instead of take out of the world. Okay? And somebody who gave to the world and didn't take out is this person I want to talk about, who is Rose McGowan. I know I'm not trying to sell her book. I'm not. Nobody's paying me. Nobody's paying me money. She was with Manson for a long time. They got engaged. They never got married. They should have. I actually love them together. But anyway, and it was during when I was seeing Marilyn Manson live. It's when I was really into. It was during Mechanical Animals. He wrote a whole freaking album for her. He wrote a song for her, Coma White. He put it on the video of the song, Coma White. And it was so. He was so attentive and not acting like a dog or like a pervert or just grabbing her butt or whatever. Like, he was also very protective of her. And it makes me sad that when she came up with Me Too, that she came up with allegations against Harvey Weinstein, which he did that. That guy's a pig. See the difference between a real victim and a fake one. He did that stuff to her and to a lot of people. And everybody knew about it. Everybody was brushing it off, but he did that. He even admitted he did it. Okay, she came up with a Harvey Weinstein story, incidents, many incidents, and they happened to be true. And then she wrote this book, and this book is amazing. It's not only, there's only one chapter on Manson, the rest is on Hollywood, on just fake people, how did she grow up in a cult. She was born in a cult, grew up in a cult, had to escape the cult. Somewhere in Italy, how she was abused, and it's about a lot of messed up things. And the one light in the book is her time with Manson. So what I'm trying to say is, somebody like Rose that thrives on controversy, and she was put out there as a face, the first face of Me Too, and then she kind of stepped down because she figured it out that it was out of control, but she was the first face of Me Too. Somebody like her that is so raw and so desperate to just expose these people and show what men are doing or not. Do you think that if she has some dirt on him, she wouldn't have say it already, right? Put it in the book. It will sell even more than it already did if it had a lot of dirt on Manson in this book. That she was on a payroll. The Manson was paying her. No, she's not. No. So what is it? Then what she wrote in this book is the truth. I'm going to take it as the truth. People that are very controversial and they're defending him or they're not jumping on his throat, like Courtney Love, I'm going to believe her. Because Courtney Love is a person who's always, if there's something going on here, she's going to be part of it, right? I love Courtney, but she's going to be part of it. She's going to jump into the train. Any controversy, she's not. She still follows him on Instagram, and she's the first celebrity that, at least from my list of people that I followed, that she liked his statement. And you gotta have some balls, and Courtney Love has some balls, because all the other celebrities did not like his statements, and she did. The statement, the last one that he posted on his Instagram. So what I'm saying is that you got two people there. They love controversy. They love, they're feminists. Courtney Love is a feminist. Rose is a feminist, and they didn't, jump on his throat about anything because he didn't do anything. I find it really hard to believe that he was very nice with her, with Dita, and all the other ones, and then the ones after. But he lost his mind. He lost his shit from 2010 to 2011-ish. How a person just becomes somebody else and then goes back to be nice. He was really nice here. No abuse. Nice, right? And then, oh my God, he lost his mind. He's like getting people in cages and whips and stuff, and then nothing after that. That's what is bullshit. Though, I know what you're going to say. You're going to say, well, Rose McGowan made a video supporting David Rocha Wood. Yes, but you got to think about how this town works and how Hollywood works. She already has so many people against her because what she put on this book. And she kind of has a responsibility because she was one of the first people for the Me Too movement. So she kind of has a responsibility to even acknowledge what Evan and Esme were talking about. So that's why she made that video. Not because she really thinks Manson is an abuser, but because she was kind of peer pressure into it. I know it sounds hard to believe. It's like, well, who's going to pressure you? You're a big actress. Yeah, they can. And it's a political thing. And it's a liberal political agenda behind it. So I think she got pressure into making the little video about, I stand with the victims of my ex Marilyn Manson. When he was with me, he wasn't like that. She made sure she said that on the video. So if you know her, I don't know her in person, I'm not her friend, but I'm seeing a lot of interviews with her, and I'm reading her book about her whole life. If you know her, you know what I'm talking about. She will be jumping on his throat if this was true. So it's not. It's not. The main person, the first face of the Me Too movement, saying everything but nice things about him, everything about him in this book. And she talks about all the guys that she was with, like the last 10 years, and she talks so much crap about a bunch of cheaters and a bunch of... Manson is the one guy that nothing but good things about him. So I know she made that video, but also she only made one video, and that was it. And then she went into the dark, which I think is a very smart idea. I didn't see Rose talking bad about him or talking good about him. I didn't see Rose doesn't follow Evan or Esme on Instagram or Twitter. She doesn't. She's not part of the Coven of the Witches. She's not. I know she made that video, and when I saw the video, I was like, oh, come on. But I had the same disappointment. I had the same energy, that disappointment that I felt when I saw Dita statement. I was like, yeah, and then she took it down. So I'm gonna hate Dita for it? No. I tell you why Dita Von Teese took down her statement. The same reason that Rose made that video, okay? And they're peer pressuring into doing so. I know it's hard to believe because you're like, oh, well, they're successful. They have so much money. Why they have to play by the rules? Because they have to play by the rules, because that's how it is here. And it is what it is, So I'm not gonna crucify her for making that video. I don't think that video means more than that video means. I didn't see her in interviews talking about how bad Manson was or is, and how Evan and Esme are great and how she's supporting them. No, she only made one video. It's only like half minute long. And that is not so bad. Like I said, somebody like her, somebody like Courtney Love, people that love controversy, people that love to be out there when there's an issue and they're gonna say it out loud, they don't have any problems with him. So that's why, it's really hard. It's getting ridiculous to the point that now we have the lady suing him for the spit on her camera and on her arm, allegedly, supposedly. things are gonna pop out of nowhere like that. Somebody's gonna say, well, I did his makeup in a video in 2001 and he touched my butt, whatever. It's just gonna be, when it comes to the witch hunt, how are you gonna stop it? I don't know. And I don't even think it's gonna be up to us on YouTube or on Instagram. I mean, no offense. I think that it's great that people, the community, we can be doing this, but I think something has to happen. Something bigger has to happen. And then he, for maybe him go to court, show on trial, go to trial. I know it's gonna be super painful, but I hope he doesn't settle and gives them money. I hope he goes to trial. And it's gonna be a pain in the butt. I hate going to court, and I'm nobody, and I hate going to court, and I have to go so many times. So I imagine for somebody like him or for Johnny, going to court. I mean, it's stressful, but it's about cleaning your name and it's about your reputation. He doesn't have to clean his name with me. We're cool, and I think YouTube community that defend Johnny Manson, we're all cool with each other. There's people out there that hate Rose and love Manson. I happen to like Rose because I have the brain to like this person who's a feminist and hate this one. Okay, I can do that. It doesn't have to be black and white. Not everybody from the Me Too movement is horrible. Not everybody from the Me Too movement is good. It's another actress, Asia Argento. She is on the Manson music video for the song Saint. Okay, she's in that video. Okay, she knows him for like ever. She knows him for the last 20 years. She follows him on Instagram. She is really buddies with Rose, and she is another face of the Me Too movement. Argento is her last name. Super pretty Italian American actress. Okay, and she never said one bad thing about him. Actually, on her Instagram around February or March, she posted something about kind of tongue-in-cheek, not say his name, but something about witch hunts and how real victims are not being heard, something like that. And she still follows him. So you have two people here, Ashley Argento and Rose McGowan, two big people, the big girls from the Me Too movement, the ones that started the whole thing, the ones that got Harvey Weinstein talk about. Nobody knew who Harvey Weinstein was unless you were in the industry. And people, you can go anywhere now and you go like, about Harvey Weinstein? Oh yeah, that guy in Hollywood, the guy that did this girl, this producer. Oh yeah, what a pig. People know about him now, and it's great. And it's because of Rose, and because of Argento, and because of Gwyneth Paltrow, Alyssa Milano. There's a bunch of people that came out against him. But if the main people from Me Too are not against him and have nothing but nice things to say about him in this book, and I'm so glad that he still has like really cool friends that he can say they're friends in the industry, like Billy Corgan, I already said Courtney Love, Jonathan Davis from the band Korn, Alice Cooper, Rob Zombie and Rob Zombie's wife. They still, it seems like they're supporting him from the shadows. Like they cannot really go out and say I support Manson, because it's hard. You don't want like a bunch of people just thinking that it's really it's a political thing. This is not about rape. It's not about rape. It's a political thing. When Rose McGowan wrote this book, and when she took Harvey Weinstein to trial and he eventually got punished or whatever, it was about rape. This is about rape, this book. What's going on right now is not. It's about, I will say that in the case of Evan Rachel Wood, it's not about money, but because she's buddies with the other ones, she did this whole Phoenix Act with Esme Bianco just so Ashley Walters and the other ones could say now, 10 years after, what he did to them, allegedly. That's what Evan Rachel Wood was really, really passionate about passing that in Congress, the Phoenix Act, which extends the statute of limitations from 3 years to 10. So in a way, I like it. In a way, I don't. I think it's a problem with that. So they passed that, okay? And oh, what a coincidence. a couple girlfriends, they are related, they have friends in common with Evan Roger Wood and Esme Bianco. Ashley Walters is Esme Bianco best friends. They're like this. They come up with something that happened 10 years ago. Now they can talk about it because now there's the Phoenix Act. See, it's bullshit. Like you making a like let's say I go to court with my ex, about my children, and I go like, okay, well, first I'm gonna make a law. I'm gonna pass a law that is gonna make me look good in court, and then I'm gonna go to court against him. But first I'm gonna pass this law. That's exactly what Evan Richard Wood did. He did this whole thing on purpose, so then her friends and herself could bash him and cancel and destroy him, or at least try to. That's why. Because after that, she didn't do a damn thing for domestic violence against women. Nothing. I still have not seen Evan or Esme doing nothing. No charity. There's no videos of them giving resources. You don't see them in women's shelters helping out. Nothing. All we see from them is videos of themselves talking about their own pain and how hard was it and how hard it is and how hard and their own pain, and they're just so in love with their victimhood and their freaking sadness. It makes me sick. I have not seen one video about helping somebody else. Not one. Because I've been watching. Not one. I mean, Evan goes and just gets awards and badges of honor because she's bisexual, or because she allegedly got abused, so she gets these honors and she's being awarded for getting raped. What? It's insane. So Rose didn't get awarded. She wrote a book, sold it. Cool. She wasn't, and now she's completely in the shadows. She's not stupid. There's a lot of people that are friends with Manson and ex-girlfriend, ex-fiancés. They're in the shadows, not because they're a bunch of cowards and not because he's guilty and they're defending him forever. No. It's because it's political. They don't want to lose their jobs and they don't want to be blacklisted. And I mean, some of these girls, women from the Me Too movement, they are already blacklisted. But if you go against Evan Roger Wood right now, you're going to be more blacklisted than ever. So I can see why they're being careful. The same thing about why Johnny is not making a statement on Manson. He's being careful. That's okay. That's super smart, right? So eventually, I think we're going to see more people coming out and making statements on his character. And it's very simple. The court does not care who you are. The lawyers do, the people on the court, the ones they call TMZ, they care. The judge, the judge does not care. Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt have been fighting for custody for the last 6 years of their kids, and the judge doesn't care that she is Angelina. He still did what he did and gave him to share and was fair. That's why judges are usually good, not the one from the UK. Not that one from the UK, from the Johnny. Oh God, what a fiasco. But usually when you go to court, the good thing about court is that it's going to be fair. Everything else is a circus. Everything else, social workers, therapists, doctors, cops, lawyers, all that can be a circus. But once you go in front of the judge is not going to care that you are famous or not. And I've seen it. There's a judge that did our case, our family case, and it's crazy. He's the same judge. It's because here you go on this weird, like 30 degrees of coincidence with people because it's a big town, but at the same time it's a small town. So the judge that did our case is the same judge that did that dude. What was his face? Charlie Sheen, the one that was coked out of his mind and talking about having tiger blood. Charlie Sheen and married to Dennis Richards, right, from the 90s. Anyway, they have like 3 kids together. They had the same judge and that we had, and I know because I saw them, and then I looked them up online, and they're like, oh, judge, I'm not gonna say the name, but awarded Judge Charlie Sheen with custody of his. And I'm like, what's the name of this? This is the same judge. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is like, a judge is not gonna care that if you are Angelina or if you're Brad or if you are Manson, they are going to look at the evidence. Lawyers are the ones that do the dirty work. Judges usually just, no, they don't. The one, Justice Nichols from the UK, I don't know what the hell that guy was on. And I don't know if he's related to Elon Musk or somebody gave him a little check. But that was a fiasco. But in general, judges are usually the ones that are going to just set it up straight. Even though you can lie, you're not supposed to, but you can lie in court, like Amber has been lying. A judge is going to be able to see that. They're going to be able to see the emails and the inconsistencies and all the contradictions on all these cases. So I'm really happy that it's going to be in Virginia, in the United States, and it's going to be in a small town in Virginia. So the judge is a lady, Penny Mascarate is her name. She's not going to be impressed by how pretty Amber is or how powerful Johnny is. I think she's just going to go with the truth. And that's priceless. That's what we need. So what I'm saying is in the future, I can see something like happening to Manson, what's happening to Johnny right now, and going to court or just something like that. And hopefully people are going to have a switch and be like, wait, I'm going to do my research. I'm going to go watch YouTube or not. Or I'm just going to, and more people, and especially people older than me, are going to probably get, oh wait, this guy, they're doing the same that this chick did to Johnny Depp. So maybe, it's just my hope. It's my hope that it will happen because it is related. And again, it's political. Before you jump and say that you hate Rose McGowan or that you hate the whole Me Too movement, just think that the way it started was actually a good thing. Harvey Weinstein is a freaking criminal, and he had to go down somehow. So then they needed to create something so radical and so black and white like the Me Too movement. Though Rose McGowan and the people that found it actually left already. So it is something, it's a different animal right now. And then it went Time's Up, and then they had the different names for it. But before you go on and say like, oh, she's a liar, why she made the video defending Evan, think about like, people just pressuring the fuck out of you to do something. Think about when you're in school. That's how Hollywood is, Hollywood is a bunch of bullies. So Evan is a bully, Esme is a bully, Amber's a bully, Elon Musk is a bully. You can't go against bullies. Sometimes you have to just take it. It's horrible. And sometimes you can just maybe be quiet. And then when everything comes down, then you go and tell the principal what the bully did to you. I think this is what Manson is doing right now. You can't just always fight. So because Rose doesn't want to get blacklisted, and she doesn't want a whole fake feminism thing going on here with Evan and all her friends against her, because that's what she made that video saying, I support Evan Rachel Wood, my ex Marilyn Manson. What she wrote in the book, to me, it speaks volumes way more than that video that was like half a minute or a minute. So I'm going to read some of it. I know I've been talking a lot, but okay. So this chapter is called Circus Life, and she is going to be on him and all the people and MTV and blah blah blah. So she's saying that she was okay. It's kind of funny because she was in a fetish bondage club when they met. And she was not having a novella, and I know about the whole thing. And then somebody went and said, my friend Brian from Ohio, we know who, has a crush on you. And then Rose thought, oh, the ugly guy? Okay, so then they met, right? The first thing that she thought was that he was ugly. And he's been in love with her since the Doom Generation movie. I love that movie. Anyway, so then she went and approached him or whatever. So, okay, I'm jumping to the thing. She said, we had so much fun. We truly did. But I was still plagued with nightmares and post-traumatic stress disorder. Yeah, she has actually a real one, a real diagnosis, not like some other people. The first year we were together, Manson patched me back together after the assault. Manson patched me back together. I'm going to say it again. Manson patched me back together after the assault. You know, that's a big deal. Like, it's not, well, you know, he loved me, we got good sex, he patched me back together. It's really just the visuals. She's a good writer, but the visual, like somebody patching somebody back together and being supportive and kind of fix them up, is amazing. And that's what she has to say about him right there. I didn't tell him what happened for the first few months, but finally he asked a girlfriend of mine, what is wrong with Rose? I was waking up screaming at night, soaking the sheets with my night sweats. My friend told him the truth. And Manson was so sweet with me. Finally, some kindness from somebody. Oh my God. This is important. Well, the whole thing is important about. He was very misunderstood himself, even though the media had dealt with controversial musicians like Alice Cooper or Ozzy Osbourne in the past, and rationalized people knew it was all about art and performance. With Manson, they really bought it. They really were against him. So now she's talking about Manson, she's talking about Columbine, right? They really thought he spent the nights skinning puppy dogs alive and boiling them in bad acid while saying Hail Satan. And he was nothing like that. In reality, the exact opposite was going on. The truth was, at the time when he wasn't creating electrifying and good music, Manson was painting watercolors of purchase of my Boston Terrier dogs. I was ordering glassware from Martha Stewart's online store with him. That is hilarious. Imagine Manson ordering. Yeah, why not? We basically hide out from the world at home, totally domestic ourselves. We weren't on the road having madscapes. Not yet. They were not on tour yet. I was happy because I could forget about what happened to me, at least during the day with him. I was happy because I could forget what happened to me, at least when I was at home with him, with Manson. Nevertheless, people thought it was bizarre that I was going out with him. When they freaked out about it, I think, well, you're bizarre to me, so I'm bizarre to you, whatever. She's so cute. This is somebody who's kind to me, who's taking care of me. Manson always saw to my needs and paid great attention to detail, and we fell in love. When I ran out of with the Manson Circus is the tour for mechanical animals, she's speaking up. I didn't really work out for 3.5 years. We had to worry about death threats and bomb threats. We had to worry about death threats and bomb threats. She's talking about when she was with him, they were sending threats to her house because of the whole Columbine thing. But at least I didn't have to worry about where my next meal was going to come from because I saved up some money from acting and he was supporting me. He supported her. He supported her for 3 years. So she didn't have to really, I mean, she could work, but she didn't have to go work and be traumatized herself in any type of movie set that she was already freaking out because of what happened to her. She's saying she wasn't worried because he was taking care of her. I mean, what does it tell you about a person? Then she continues. It was a blast, and we were really madly in love, and anybody else who thinks differently is wrong. It was a pretty legendary relationship, not just in the media, but also for us. We had a whole lot of amazing moments together. Unfortunately, it seems that his manager, his bandmates, and his whiny friend Billy, that's not Billy Corgan, that's Billy Zane, the actor, were telling Manson things to the effect of Rose is making you look soft, being with an actress is making you look weak. I remember when all this happened. I remember they were bullying Manson for being with an actress, and the acting people were bullying her for being with Manson. That's stupid. This fucking industry is. Manson is a yes person. So just to make people happy, we'll just hide on the back of the bus. They will hide, so the gossip will stop. So they were giving him shit for being with her because she's an actress, she's too good, and they were giving her shit for being with him because he's a weirdo. So that probably made him even be more involved and kind of like be like this, you know. I knew there were going to be serious career repercussions for being with him, but I didn't care. People already didn't know what to do with me anyway. I was unique because I wasn't the girl next door. I was not blonde and blue eyes, and now I was with Marilyn Manson. But I guess she didn't care. because she didn't care about going. She didn't care. She didn't have to care. She didn't have to work because he was supporting her for 3 years. Because she was very traumatized by going to a set, that she did not want to deal with these people ever again. And she ended up dealing with it and going back and making movies and stuff. But the couple she was talking about, she was so messed up and so traumatized and so scared, and she didn't work. She could do that because he said, first she saved some money, and he said he'll take care of her, and he did. So she was not working, so she jumped into the tour bus, kind of what Evan did. But Evan has his horrible stories, and Rose has like fun stories. Actually, the only bad things that she says, she's talking about his bandmates not liking her, but it's nothing about him really. Yeah, where she's talking about Hollywood is filled with nervous little bunnies in the shape of men and women. They're such a scary cats. They're scared of their own shadows. They're scared of anything different, unique. Manson terrified them. When I see how else producers react when they see Manson, I think to myself, you are in the entertainment business. What part of entertainment do you not understand? What she's trying to say, right? Like, they're a bunch of weak sauces. They're scared of him, and then she will say, well, if you're scared of him, he's an act. What part of entertainment business you don't get? But she was actually bonding over that with him because she was also an outsider in a lot of ways. And just, I think she was beautiful, but just weird, black hair and really pale skin, and not, not the girl next door. Not, Jeff Aniston, like that. So they bonded onto being different. And when she talks about the bomb and the death threats to their house, this is somebody who lived through the pain with him. So I am going to believe her. Period. And especially when she said, he patched me back together. He took care of me. She didn't have to work because he took care of her. Of course, probably a lot of, saving money, whatever, I'm sure she has royalties from all the things that she's done before, still paying her. But what she's trying to put here is that she was able to stop and work on and healing and work on her trauma and stop everything for 3 years and not work. And he was supporting that. And the only weird things that she says about her his bandmates, which I do believe, because sometimes guys can do that. They're like jealous, and they get like, oh, let's all be against the same girlfriend. Just like everybody hates Courtney Love, everybody hates Rose McGowan. It's sometimes I think it's not a guy thing. It's just that maybe they were used to having Manson for themselves to party with and go crazy, and then a girlfriend shows up, and then she just takes him away from that. So maybe that's why they were jealous of her. I don't know. So it's a guy thing. I don't know. So they ask her, why do you go out with that freak, Marilyn Manson? They will say that to her. Why are you doing with that freak? You're too pretty for him. Blah, 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 blah. And then she said, before he could even get his offensive question out, I stood up, I walked to the head of the table, I put my hands on it, I leaned forward, I looked each other in the eye, to the person who said that. And I said, gentlemen, let me give you some truth. The second you can make a child feel less alone, the second you can move somebody to tears, the second you can make somebody think and feel safe, that's the person I am with. I'm with Marilyn Manson. This is powerful, isn't it? Because they were telling her, how can you be with this ugly freak? And then she told them right there why she's with this ugly freak, because he made her feel safe. Right? Sorry. That part always gets me. I read it over and over again. I have it highlighted because she said it right there to them. And see, but what I'm saying is, like, they were already judging him without knowing him. They were telling her, what are you doing with that freak? Mm-hmm. And his bandmates and his friends were telling him, what are you doing with Rose? It's just high school, really. Hollywood is high school, and there's a bunch of bullies, and it's just really weird that it's like you can't do anything right. If you're too weird, you're too weird. You're too unique. If you're plain, you're too plain. It's just annoying. But I love that she defended him like that, and she said that she's with him because he made her feel safe. There's something called in blank. Oh, Okay, she says, even if Hollywood was scared of Manson, I wasn't. He obviously deeply affected many people. One time I remember standing on the side of the stage looking out to 400,000 kids, this human waving an audience, while Manson sang a song called Coma White, which was a song about my life and my story. There's something called and blank behind her smile. There was something definitely called blank behind my smile. That's what she's saying at me. She's standing on the overpass on the Miracle Mile. I live in Miracle Mile section of LA in downtown. Everything just like relates to her in that song. That's why she's in the music video of that song. Yeah. What an asshole, right? He puts his girlfriends in his music videos. He might just not like them or support them. He just puts women down so much. No, he put them up here. He put her in his music video. He put Dita in his music video. He collaborates with them. You hear what I mean? Like, you just like look at it from a different lens. You can just I had this book before this crap hit the fan, so I kind of dusted off. I had it like way back in the bookshelf. I had dusted off and I started reading it again, and it hit differently. I'm like, oh wait, look at the stuff Rose is saying about Manson. Oh my God, it's like the stuff that Dita said about him, and it's the stuff that we usually think about him, and it's the stuff how he comes across in interviews, how he comes across what I'm trying to tell you is like a guy who could put down women so bad and he humiliates women and everything. He's not gonna put his wife and his girlfriend in his music videos. He's not gonna dedicate songs to them or dedicate a whole album to them, right? So we got Dita Von Teese was in his video. The whole era, the Age of Grotesque, was inspired by Dita, and he even says it. That he put Rose in his video, Coma White, the song that he made for her, and Rose was in the video with him. And then we have Everett Richard Wood in Heart-Shaped Glasses video. So if this sounds like a freaking douchebag to you, no, it doesn't. He collaborates with them, helps them out. He tells them they don't have to work for 3 years, that he's going to take care of it. Sad. I mean. Anywho. And again, the only people that had a problem with it were his bandmates. And that type of bullying sometimes happens with bands. And I don't know why it is what it is. It was also lonely. Manson and I will be holed up in the back of the bus watching The Big Lebowski over and over again. She said that they hated her. That's what they were in the back of the bus. This is his bus. He's paying for everybody to be there. That's his bus. But he had to be in the back of the bus with his girlfriend because the boys are mad at it. It's kind of weird that she had to hide in the back of the bus. He had to hide in the back of his own bus. Anyway. Yes, I guess there's bad people everywhere. Manson was quite shy at the time, and the guys were nice to me sometimes. But gradually, and only if Manson was around. Yeah, they were only nice to her when he was around. Scary cowards. I'm saying that. He didn't mingle much in the public, so I wasn't in danger of groupie girls coming after him. He didn't mingle much in the public, so I was not in danger of groupie girls coming after him. Guess he was not in the public. He wasn't a party person. Even if this is what he made Mechanical Animals, and all he talked was about drugs and the dope show and all that, and still he was shy and he was domesticated watching movies with her. He wasn't out there partying. He just did that from 2010 to 2011. A lot of that. Not before, not after. Bunch of bullshit. A lot of the fangirls online hated me because I occupy a space they imagined themselves filling in, inspired a lot of rage towards me just for existing and for being his girlfriend. On the Hollywood side, I had these idiots thinking I boil cats and eat bats. And on the public side, these girls hated me for being with somebody so awesome. Fun times, she said. Yeah. So like, no matter where you stand, like you're never going to please everybody. You can't do that. So the Manson fangirls don't like. I always like her, so I'm in the exception that I actually happen to like his girlfriends because I like to see the guy happy. So I don't talk shit unless I have a reason. And she never gave me a reason. When she was with him, I was like, oh, that's cool. I didn't know the whole backstory. Back then, we didn't know. Back in 99, 98, 99, 2000, we did not know that what happened to her, and the way she got raped and everything in Hollywood. We didn't know. So back then, all I saw was like really two cool people. Two cool, like awesome, gorgeous humans together. That's it. He made a song for her. She was in the video. There was nothing negative about it. There's still nothing negative about it. I don't care about that video that she made, because I compare a half-minute video to this, that it kind of just almost made me cry, because it's so powerful. So I really sure would. She's karma's gonna get all of them one by one. Well, I used to think, what's the upside of all this? Well, the upside was that we stuck together. We were like a unit, him and I. He did put an incredible show. I love dancing on the side of the stage because the band could rock the house down. Once on my birthday, Manson took me to Italy. This is a big deal here too. It might not be a big deal for a lot of people, but to me it is, because I'm Italian too. So it's kind of like, we're always like trying to go back to what the hell we come from, because we don't know. When you are Italian American, or you're French American, or you just like, you don't know what the hell we're coming from, right? So you always want to go back and find that little village where your grandparents are from, and found that place by the beach and by the ocean, whatever it happens to be. So I totally get her story right here, because she's from Italy. She was actually born in Italy. That's crazy, huh? And he took her on her birthday to Tuscany, the countryside of Italy, to see if they can find the place where she was born at. That is sweet as fuck. This is a guy who's supposed to be this, put women in cages and I whip them and I make them call me daddy and all that. But then he's taking his girlfriend, fiancée at the time, I guess, all the way to Italy so they can find the place where she was born at. Yeah, what a jerk. Eventually they found the barn, blah, 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 blah. Back to Manson times. April 99, the first mass shooting at American school had just happened. A very literally in a school called Columbine. 2 murders in the first televised high school shooting went on a rampage when it was going down, and those poor kids were being held hostage by the killers. All anyone knew was the bad guys were wearing black clothing. Yeah. CNN and other news networks immediately started putting out pictures of Manson, saying the shooters were Satan worshippers and fans of Marilyn Manson and Alice Cooper, all while a hostage situation was in play. This is so messed up. And if you were alive back then, you know what I'm talking about. And it doesn't matter where you are, you've seen it on TV. And I remember seeing it. And I remember thinking, why we're not talking about what's going on? We're talking about who are you going to blame for it? It was horrible. In their manifesto, the killers actually wrote about how much they hated Manson. They thought he was weak, but in the media, the damage was already done. CNN, Fox, ABC, NBC, all those places trying to throw any garbage at us. Yeah, they could. Manson's face on screen, he became deeply intertwined and even more shy than ever. After Columbine, Manson started to receive death threats and bomb threats by association. So did I at our home. Manson part-time security became full-time. The public at large was something scary and to keep away from. The blame wore on him all this enmity and hatred took a toll on his mental health and his physical health. Took a toll on his mental health and his physical health. Blame wore on him. Bomb threats, death threats. It's sad, isn't it? Eventually, I grew exhausted. The circus that saved me was way too much right now, and it was burning me out. I was really in love with Manson. I just couldn't deal with the lifetime anymore. I was too tired. And then they broke up. There's nothing negative in here. Even, I totally get the way she's describing it. They broke up. She's not even saying cheating. She's not even saying anything here. The lifestyle was, especially after Columbine, like she dealt with it, but then she couldn't anymore. And I don't blame her. I didn't ask Manson for any money. I didn't take anything other than the furniture that I already owned. Then she went to say on Howard Stern, she said, this was a man I nicknamed the Doctor. And Howard Stern made a little sexist, little dirty joke because Howard Stern is a bit of a pig. And he was like, who's the doctor? This Manson guy? And she said, yes. Manson was always asking people, do you need an aspirin, a Tylenol? Can I get you a Band-Aid? Anything. Can I help you? He was so considerate of me, so gentle, but he became someone who had this vendetta, and it was nasty and hurting against the press. So she couldn't deal with it anymore. It's really weird because I feel like if this didn't happen to him, maybe he would have come, I don't know. I don't want to wave my flag on Rose McGowan and be a fangirl of Rose McGowan because I like Dita and everything happens for a reason, okay? But I wonder if he wasn't so stressed out about the Columbine thing, what would it just happen between them? But it don't matter. It's not meant to be, I guess. But she's describing this guy as the Doctor. She nicknamed him the Doctor because he will go around. This is not the first time I actually hear it, but it's very particular on her account because this is somebody who doesn't like a lot of men and who started the Me Too and who is against a lot of guys in Hollywood are scared shitless of her. And here she is, everything but positive about him because she talks really bad about other people. Not him. Not once. You can't find anything. And trust me, I read this over and over again. He was always asking, you have a headache? Do you need a Tylenol? Do you need an aspirin? Do you need a Band-Aid? It really made me sad, this part when she talks about Columbine, what they were watching on TV, and he already knew they were going to put it on him. It's so horrible. And it's a good book. Get it. Rose McGowan, Brave. And I know what you're going to say again, right? Why she made the video for Ever Rachel Wood? Yeah, well, she made that video because she had to. It's really too long to explain, but I try a little bit. Then all the, there's more positive on him from Jonathan Davis from the band Korn, Rob Zombie, Ozzy Osbourne, Sharon Osbourne, Johnny Depp, of course, Courtney Love. Another big controversial person, right? Keep your thoughts to yourself about Courtney Love. If you don't like her, you don't have to just tell me that she killed Kurt and all that. I am going to block and report if you do that. I'm serious. You don't have to like her. Sometimes she's not likable. But if anybody posts anything about Kurt Cobain, I'm blocking. So you know that now. Courtney Love is a person who had so much beef with a lot of people in the 90s, but eventually they have this weird friendship that for the last 20 years they're still friends. I said again, she liked his statement on Instagram. She's the one famous person that liked his statement. A lot of people, when I do that, she did. And then she posted, "Happy birthday, my prince," and then there's a picture of them together from the music video that she plays a nurse, of all things. And she posted this on January 5th, which is his birthday. And she only posts birthday things for like Kurt and her daughter and Billy Corgan and him. She's not a person who's always like just kissing everybody's butt. Courtney Love doesn't do that. Just like Rose McGowan doesn't do that. But she also really considers the guy a brother and a friend. And he made a comment on her post saying, "I love you, my sister." It's really cool. Anyway, I'm going to read you her post. It's kind of messy because it's Courtney Love. So, hey. Okay. "Happy birthday, my prince, Marilyn Manson. Has been a pleasure growing up with you in our supermodel careers. In LA, at the end of my using 2.5 years ago, because she's sober now, so she wasn't before, we know. Trying to plan my escape from that crazy asshole, see my description of 2020 previous post, who was controlling all my phone, email, finances, contacts, social media. I was moving from hundreds of dollars to thousands to having nothing and nothing all over again. And then there's forensic accountants. Well, this is Courtney Love, I said. It's complicated. Oh, yeah. These people that were dealing with her were the same people that dealt with Britney Spears. believe it or not, back in 2006, 2007, when she shaved her head. And that guy went to work for Courtney for some freaking reason. Anyway, so she was in deep shit. She said, no money for Uber, no money for no credit cards, no method of transportation. We know she doesn't drive, so he doesn't drive either. I have taken the bus in LA. I just didn't even have any cash on me. I live under a reign of suicidal terror and panic attacks, and I was at the end of my rope. It was Manson who rescued me. Manson who stuck his neck out and sent a car for me every single night, and I planned my escape. Manson and my daughter and my sister and Lana Del Rey. She's Lana Del Rey. Lana, yeah. Who helped me get to a place to detox of the staggering 20 bars of Xanax a day, habit of a monster of a habit they had me on, and also getting someone, I'm not going to keep naming people. So he got her a phone, he put her in a hotel room, he sent her a taxi, okay, lent her money, actually let her borrow his lawyer, Mrs. Manson. And this is on Instagram. It's not even a private thing. She posted this so we can all read it. And she usually tells the truth. And I know she can be high strung, but what she's describing it sounds like a nightmare. And it's not something that happened in the 90s. This is something that happened to her in 2015. And she is thanking the people. Lana Del Rey, her daughter, somebody else who I don't know, and Marilyn Manson. You're brave and you're kind, and hanging out with you every night was my only human connection for months. You made me start to feel human again. Thank you, my brother. I always have your kind, gentle heart. True artist back. I'm sorry that our tour didn't work out in the 90s. No, I didn't. The kids think they were stuck on some 90s moment or something, but I love you. You have shown me over the past years. I love you. Over and over. She said it 3 times. Right? Get a bunch of freaking weird comments about people saying, oh my God. And then you have some really cool comments of we stand with Marilyn Manson people, justice for Marilyn Manson people. A lot of cool comments under her thing, but she posted this on January 5th, his birthday. And again, she was in LA using drugs, 20 bars of Xanax a day, okay? Had no money. And I believe because people, when you go under, you could be like anybody, and then you just lose it because you're under the addiction. No money, no car, no taxi, no lawyers, no credit cards. And him and 2 other people, not just him, but this is about him that we're talking about, got it all this. Let her borrow his lawyer. He's sent for taxis. He would just give her $500 like a day or more than that, so she could just be okay. And then also hang out with her every night. And she said, you were my only human connection for months. You made me start to feel human again. Thank you, my brother. I love you. I'm sorry that our tour didn't work out. That part is so funny. Yeah. And then he responded, he posted, because these 2 don't care about doing things in public like that. They're not a bunch of cowards. You know, a lot of the celebrities, they don't want to seem soft, or they don't want to show love for each other. I love it. I love that she posted that, and then he posted on her post, this is on January 5th, he said, thank you, my sister. I love you always. And this is the picture from when they did the fashion shoot together, and then the picture from his video. So, if you like Manson and hate Courtney Love, it's cool. I mean, just maybe do your research and listen to the awesome things that she says about him and that he says about her. And maybe you don't have to like her. I happen to like her. You don't have to. But it's another positive note that I'm trying to put positive stuff about him out there. You got Rose McGowan, you have Marilyn, you have Courtney Love, you have Billy Corgan, Billy Corgan's wife. Like I said, they're having for dinner for Thanksgiving. They're gonna have a rapist around their children. seriously? No. You have really good people that defend him and support him and they know him for 20 years. And then you have Esme Bianco. And you have Evan Wood and Ashley Walters and Ashley Morgan. And nobody knows who they are. So kind of to put it in context. And you don't have to buy Rose's book, Rose McGowan's book, but it's cool. If you can either borrow it or just download it for free, I don't care if you even pay for it or not. The point is, it's really almost ironic that she talks about Columbine in her book and about how his mental health and his physical health deteriorated just because of that. She's not calling him weak, but she's saying that it eventually took a toll on him. And this is what's happening again, over and again, over and over and over again. And they always have to find the villain, and they always have to pinpoint it at somebody. And I remember when Columbine happened, I was thinking, who are they going to pin this on? And then they did. At that time, I like Manson just fine, but I wasn't like a crazy fan or stan so much. And I thought it was freaking ridiculous that just because the kids were wearing all black, I'm wearing all black right now. What? Horrible times, he'd been through that already. So I think he can go through this one too. It just sucks that that the people that probably want to support him publicly, like Courtney Love or Johnny Depp and such, they can't yet because this is like too hot. It's too tense right now, and maybe it's too early, but eventually I hope they will. And that book is super close to my heart because I have a lot of things in common with her and with her story and how she was raised and a lot of crazy shit. So I believe her, So yeah, she made that little half-a-minute video supporting Evan. It's just the video compares to a whole chapter in the book of real memories that she has with him. Courtney Love's, just stuff like that is what really matters to me. When I see people sending me messages about, do you know when Manson did this? He donated all this money to the School of Rock, which is a place in LA that gives a musical instrument and classes for free to low-income kids, sometimes for free or for a very small fee, right? He is the main donor of that charity. Okay, I'm gonna get the name right. It's called School of Rock, I think. And what they do is they pick a kid that shows talent, and if the kid is poor, it doesn't matter. They're gonna give the kid instruments and classes and everything. And Marilyn Manson is the person behind that program. That's the type of dude we're talking about. Okay, so like things like that, I don't know if people even know that. I know that, but I don't know if people know that. He did plenty of that stuff. He just doesn't go around talking about it. He's not Angelina Jolie or something, Anyway, I'm done with that. I just wanted to post something that got me choked up because it reminded me of those times and how awful it was. And it was awful. And I am a nobody watching it from TV and now talking to a computer. And I can't even imagine how they felt having bomb threats and death threats to you and your girlfriend just because you're wearing black, just because you're a weirdo. So I feel like right now, it's almost just reliving it all over again. For him, maybe, I don't know, because back then he was able to actually talk about it. He was able to go out, talk about it, make music about it. He put all that rage and all that frustration he had with Columbine. He put it in records. He got it out. This, I don't know, because we don't see him. He can't talk about it yet. He can't. It's too sensitive an issue. But I mean, Evan Roger Wood and all the witches lying about being abused is a bigger issue than kids, getting shot in high school. No, it's not. So it has to stop. I just hope that eventually, I don't want to sound too weak, but I'm kind of I hope that eventually just the people, not just us on YouTube or Courtney Love or the people that, the few people that are, no, the people out there, LA Times, People Magazine, New York Times, CNN, all those people, they're like dragging him through the mud right now, like they're doing with Johnny. Eventually, maybe it will turn around. And I'm not wishing harm on Evan or anybody, but there has to be some type of whatever you believe on. It has to happen. Something has to happen, and so they can have a little bit of an awakening. Maybe not. Maybe it never happens. Maybe some people are like that until they die. They never change. They never see other points of view. You have somebody like Courtney Love. They hate each other, and for a bit, and now they have a super long friendship. Billy Corgan and Manson hate each other for a little bit. Now they're call each other brothers. I mean, that shows you people change. I don't know if Evan Richard Wood can change. She's stuck on this personal vendetta against him. Then I don't see a change. But maybe the court has to say something like, "Well, stop making shit up. You committed perjury." So it's one after. I was saying I'm gonna make a short video. Remember? It's an hour already. All right. Sorry that I was being a softie about it. Okay, it's just it got me emotional, and it's really cool to read that from Instagram on his birthday, and how her or anybody saying, "You saved me. You gave me your lawyers. You gave me cash. You paid for my taxi, for my hotel. I would be dead right now. You hold my hand. You made me feel human again." That's the same stuff that she said on that book, that he made her feel human again. He patched her back together. That he was always attentive to the details. That's the person that I'm choosing to go with, okay? And I'm standing for that, and I'm on that. And I think I'm not gonna change sides anytime soon, unless I see proof. All the proof that I have right now, that I hear, that I can read, is proof that actually he is all these things, the good things. If I start believing what Evan says, it's like believing what they were saying about him being responsible for Columbine. It's the same craziness, it's insanity. So be nice to yourself and to other people, especially to yourself. Don't believe everything you read. If you go on Instagram, don't follow me, because I'm not, I am on Instagram, but it's like a bit of a family account. You can follow this cool read. Well, you can, obviously you follow Marilyn Manson already, right? And boyfriend Johnny Depp. Okay, there's this one. Stand by Your Manson. They're really good. Stand by Your Manson. Okay? Then Manson mob scene. I Am Chaos Brian #1. Together Against the Others. Trickster. Exposing Amber Heard. Exposing Amber Richard Wood. There's so many on Instagram. There's so many, and I love it. There's so many. Makes me happy. But Stand by Your Manson and the Manson mob scene, and Manson Defenders. Stand by Your Manson. That one is so good, because they keep posting things that you go like, what? Whoa! You didn't think about it until you see it, and I read a lot of that stuff, and I talk on the videos about. And they're good at not trying to. They're not talking bad about Evan or Esme. They're not making fun of them. They're not photoshopping the pictures and making them look ugly or nothing like that. They're pretty straight to the documents, and I like that. A lot of people to choose from. A lot of good people out there. So yeah, stay safe.